Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another week of Nexus grain market updates. Let's get to the markets right now. Corn presently is trading down 3.5 cents in Chicago. Price of corn across the company is $4.18 to $4.23. Soybean market's down right at 10 cents. Average price of beans across our terminals, $9.17 at the very moment. As things look right now, it appears that we're seeing a certain amount of technical sell-off. I really don't see any news or any S&D news that's behind this little bit of a sell-off right now. So I wouldn't get too concerned about what we're seeing here at midday. I'll talk a little bit about what's gone on in the past week, and maybe even go back a little bit further. I want to talk a bit about our domestic consumption. I looked at the crushings report that came out earlier this month. I examined that, and as things stand right now for our corn and our soybeans, we had our NOPA crush yesterday, but we are on track to hit the WASDE numbers. Right now, we are certainly on track to see about 15 billion bushels of domestic disappearance of our corn. That's right in line with our WASDE estimates, and somewhere north of 4 billion bushels of soybeans. So yesterday's NOPA crush came out. November's number, 193.4 million bushels of soybeans crushed. That's up about 5% versus same period last year. That is not unexpected at all, considering the buildup that we've seen in the domestic soy crushing industry. Cash margins right now are checking in somewhere around $1.30 to $1.35 across the upper Midwest. So that's certainly providing a good positive return for crushing. Corn, likewise, and this is contributed to our strong corn market that we've seen. We've seen some good selling into our strong corn market. Right now, ethanol margins are checking in around 10 cents. So very good for this time of year. You know, typically this time of year, you hate being in that business. You wish you could operate a little more seasonally, but that's really not possible with processing. One of the things I want to mention, I keep an eye on another statement that's put out by our National Ag Statistics Service, and this shouldn't come as a shock to any producer out there right now, but what I'm seeing develop right now, comparing indexes of farm prices paid versus farm prices received, we're about at the widest level we've been in at least the past 12 years. So we've seen a dramatic decline in prices received and really no decline in prices paid. That won't come as a shock to anybody that's watching this right now, but I did share that with the company, and it is good to see that that is being tracked and that that can be quantified. Get back to our export inspections. Again, export is a relatively small piece of our corn demand, certainly a much larger piece of our soybean demand. Export inspections as of the 16th, 44.5 million bushels of corn were exported, inspected for export, 61.6 million bushels of soybeans. So we are continuing to see this front loading of our export customers' portfolios. We are still seeing, even after last WASDE's adjustments with soybeans, we're still seeing a very dramatic, a very well-defined front loading of their export, or in their case, our customers' import portfolio. We have 37 weeks remaining in this export season. Time will tell as we go forward, but yeah, right now things are really looking pretty good. When I look at the players, I'm really not seeing any new players show up. I am seeing what has been in the past, maybe more minor players really stepping up, and in some cases almost doubling their usage of U.S. products. The CFTC report, I do want to comment about that a little bit. We have seen, and as I've expressed earlier in this conversation, we have seen a dramatic amount of corn being sold into the rally that we've experienced the past, well, I'll say the past 30 days. With that said, Friday's report of managed money, I've got the funds along about 166,000 contracts. The week before that, they were long about 88,000. So a very, very dramatic increase in the net long position of the professionally managed money. What I'm seeing on the other side of that, and you've all heard me say this before, for every buyer there has to be a seller. And indeed, the producer merchant section, that would be us, has sold into that. We've seen corresponding decrease, 82, almost 83,000 contracts in the producer merchant section. This is corn. Soybeans, we're really not seeing that much of a response. I am seeing a little bit of lengthening. We went from 72,000 contracts net short to 58,000 in soybeans net short. So again, going really in the same direction as corn, simply not nearly as aggressive. The last thing I want to part company with our markets and where things are shaping up. Last week I mentioned that maybe it's time to start looking at some new crop 25 corn. I know very few producers have sold much new crop corn. I also want to remind everyone that we have two components of price: our Board of Trade price and your local basis that you're paid. One of the things that I think everybody should take a real strong look at right now is a product, an accumulator style of contract. Now that's an options derivative. Right now we're able to offer about a 20-cent premium with no double up and a fairly low knockout, 394 Board of Trade knockout with a 458 accumulation level. Those are actually pretty attractive numbers. I would encourage all of you that want to explore this further, call myself or call any of the Nexus grain professionals. We'd be happy to explain how that process works. With that said, I want to again express, on behalf of Nexus, I want to express our most sincere gratitude for your patronage to this company. Please check in with us for all of your agronomic needs, petroleum needs, and your grain needs, feed needs. Thank you. Also, if you don't hear from us again this calendar year, I do wish all of you to have a very Merry Christmas. For those of you that are traveling to see your loved ones, drive safe. We want to see you back. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you, and goodbye.